Vanquish Soul, Artmagia, and Dark Magician are retaking over the OCG once again, and we're back with another OCG meta report covering all the hottest and most secretive decks that you haven't seen anywhere else except this series of videos. Before we begin, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel as always, and again, I do these usually every week, so these are the deck lists that you will literally not see anywhere else because I'm the only one willing to go through the Konami OCG database and dig through the whole thing and find the coolest decks. This is going to be the first one for today. I think we have around 9 or 10 of them, so stick around. So this is Artmagia. I've already made a video about that on the channel. Essentially, the next branded spellcaster fusion archetype that revolves around the one guy. Of course, it's Medius the Innocent. And there's a few cool things here that I wanted to point out because obviously, we went through the deck in the video and it seems pretty straightforward, but a few cool techs here. Of course, this is a 60 card deck, which is good because you can have a lot of different spells and just run the spell count so you can use the spells with the Artmagia Academy that requires spells and traps from the hand to discard in order to play, which is really, really important once again. Now, another cool thing here is that Evil Hero, Elemental Hero Prisma can send Medius the Innocent from deck to grave in order to change its name to Medius the Innocent. But the cool thing is that Medius can now tribute the Prisma in order to special summon itself from the graveyard, which is really, really, really good because it becomes a starter. And essentially in a 60 card deck, you also have, of course, a Hero Lives, which gets you to Prisma. This is something that they've done a while ago with Visa Starfrost, so it's really cool to see here. X-Reg is pretty standard for like a hybrid fusion link deck because I think maybe it was only the Imprisoned Deity that locks you into summoning only fusion monsters for the turn. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting deck and awesome to see. This is already out in the OCG, of course, so all of these decks are already released. This is going to be probably one of the most promising archetypes out of the next set, which is going to be Justice Hunters. This is going to be the Dracotail deck. Now, I haven't made a video about this yet, but I'm planning to make a video on each one of the archetypes for the channel to have a full guide on each one of them. This is probably the most straightforward out of the decks. Essentially, you can see a lot of monsters here because you need to fuse with cards in the hand. Then you get those cards back. So we're playing one of each of the dragons. And then, of course, the small dragon we play 3 of because this is essentially sort of a Cartesia. And, of course, each one of them, when sent to grave, is fusion material. It immediately sets you a Dracotail card from deck. So, of course, it could be the traps, but also the normal spells, which one of them is literally a branded fusion, which is, I don't remember. They have a Reku, a Keku, Dragontail, whatever. They combine this with Shaddoll, which is, again, an archetype that benefits a lot from being sent to grave. So, again, if instead of a hand trap, you have a Shaddoll monster in hand, you can get your Shaddoll cards rolling, and with the one Shaddoll fusion, going second becomes a little bit better. The X-Rec, they just usually play Dracotail cards, but also a few Shaddoll cards. We got a couple windows here. No Construct, which is interesting. And Shekin Naga as well. On the side deck, we do have Retaliating Sea, which is gaining a little bit of popularity back in the OCG. Dark Magician, Dracotail. This is going to be significantly better with the new Dark Magician support revealed for the Tactical Tri pack, but 3 Dark Magician might be a little bit steep. Magician's Souls, we have Max C, 3 Illusion. This is like awesome draw power, and you can, of course, send cards to the grave with the Primite engine and then get your Dracotail engine rolling. Super Polypod of Prosperity seems pretty sweet. Magistus Chorozo, which is also now available in the, for a while now, available in the TCG, which is great. Dragoon, Master of Chaos. This one is very, very interesting. And then we have a few Super Poly targets, and of course the new Mysterion, the Dragon Crown Retrain, which is kind of a floodgate, and I kind of like that. So this is good. Secret of Dark Magic at 2? I don't know about that. A little bit of a taste for the meta, right? This one was pretty interesting because this deck does not, for some reason, play backup at Ignister, but it does play Wizard. So I don't think Wizard is a tuner, so it is not searchable, I believe, with Cyber's Wicked, Correct me if I'm wrong, if there's anything that I'm missing here, but essentially this is a very, very straightforward list. I think the OCG players are still not aware of the I Meet You spell card that can search for the backup at Ignister, but they're not playing backup. They're playing only the one wizard, and of course they have the names at 3, but they do play 2 March Hare, which I've been playing 3 of, which is really good. Silent Mining is always scary for me, and TB11 is also gone from the OCG lists, and this is something that a lot of players have been talking about on Twitter. But look at the extra deck. They do have Link Decoder. They do have Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. This is... you just got to be jealous, right? Now, we have Morgana. Yummy. Yeah, another deck from Justice Hunters. Morgana will add you one of the Morganite cards, which I'm not 100% sure like how they would work. There is an interesting case here for the fact that normal summoning multiple times is solid, right? They do play this Morganite, which is... Oh, so this is the new Morganite from Duelist Advanced. This is the one that hasn't come out yet. So they do play 3 of that, which is the Morganite that comes with Morgana that can surge it, right? But essentially, and they do play Songs of the Dominators here, which is a hint for the fact that these guys don't activate any effect in grave or in hand. So essentially, only field, and even then, you don't necessarily always have to activate them because you have the Synchro. So again, Obedience School, I'm not a huge fan of Obedience School, right? But Dominus Purge is huge this deck. They do have the new Ham that is incredible. Basically replaces Metal Marcher, but they do play one of each because why not? And they're playing the Ancient Fairy Life Dragon. This is very interesting. Blue Eyes with the new Kaiba Man, right? This is the new Kaiba Man that came out in Duelist Advanced. Interesting to see, and of course heavy on the Neo Kaiser. We are playing the Ritual, a little bit more flavor here, and the extract seems honestly pretty straightforward and standard, except for the fact that they are playing the vanilla Ultimate Dragon and Dragon Master Magia. And now in the TCG, we can finally play because it doesn't cost $700. Another taste, and this is not going to be the last one of this video, K9. K9s are seeming to go from being a deck to just being an engine, which is absolutely fine. Both, all of the decks in Justice Hunters are pretty much valid, right, as their own decks, but this is really just being used as an engine to make rank 5s. 3 is Uno, which can summon itself from the hand if your opponent has more cards in the hand than you or something like that. And then sending Lupus to the grave. Once your opponent activates the card effect in the hand of the graveyard, you can summon it back. Then you can quick Xyz into a plethora of either Ripper, which is a negate. You have the Werewolf. You have the Paradise Smasher. You have the... I believe this is the River Stormer, but I don't really see Regulus here. So, you know, Planet Pathfinder as another normal summon. Maybe it searches Pathfinder? It probably does, right? And doesn't use your normal summon. Then you can go into the Whitewood stuff without a normal summon. Hey, I think I'm figuring this out. And this is one of the decks that I really want to play sometimes. It's just a White Forest card with these two. I'm all about the lore, guys. You know I'm all about the lore. They do have Still Baron the Fleur, and we don't. So, yeah, you know what it is. Striker, pretty interesting. This deck has become a little bit more playable due to the fact that they got a new wave of support in Duelist Advanced. So hopefully Branded is going to get one in the next set as well. But I think the most interesting thing I wanted to show here was, look at the extra deck. They got, basically they got the new Link 1 and they got the Sky Striker Ace 0, which adds a Striker card. They have Camellia, which we don't have yet. So when you're looking at a TCG build, you have like 3 Kagari, 3 Shizuku, 2 Hayate sometimes. Look at how much space they've taken away from the extra deck, which was the thing that I wanted to show in this video. We have Lunalight here, which is cool for being able to play essentially, Dominus Impulse, which is, I think, personally, the strongest hand trap in the game. It's just incredible. For a deck that can play it and run it activated from the hand, guys, this is incredible. And I always liked and disliked the fact that when you look at a deck profile for Lunalight, all the cards kind of look the same because they have the same artwork. And of course, they play Fractal because Fractal searches for the new level 3. Yeah, I think this guy, right? Which is, I don't know if this is a new one, but yeah, they have a super awesome towers. This deck is going to be a nightmare to play against. And lastly, I think this is kind of shaping up to be the top tier deck in the OCG right now, because Vanquish Soul with the new support, Vanquish Soul Holy Sue, which is incredible. Really, really an incredible card. And of course the Canines, right? That basically generate the exact attributes that you need for the archetype to run. And the fact that both Xiaolong and Holy Sue are both level 5s make it super synergistic. They're even playing 66 Yokul, which can just summon itself in another level 5 from hand. So extremely synergistic, exactly the attributes you need for Vanquish Soul, and probably this is why they released it, just to give K9 that buff to be able to be more playable and sell more of Justice Hunters. And speaking of selling Justice Hunters, the pre-sale for Justice Hunters boxes and cases went live, I believe, yesterday on tier0games.com. You can use code galzo5 to get yourself a case, because this, like K9, Yummy, Dracotail, all of them top tier playable archetypes once the set releases on July 30th, I believe. So not that long from now. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in for another OCG meta report. I try to do these every week, so stick around, turn on the bell, like the video, subscribe to the channel as always if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.